Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are joining us from today. And welcome to day 2 of the Hitachi Rail Global Partners Day webinar, bringing together our supplier network from countries across the globe. Now, if you joined us yesterday, firstly, welcome back. And if you're joining us for the first time, it's great to have you with us. My name is Geeta Pense, and my background is as a journalist and a broadcaster. I have almost 2 decades of experience presenting and reporting on news and current affairs programmes for broadcasters, including the BBC. In recent years, I've hosted political debates, covered all aspects of the pandemic, and broadcast live from across the UK. This webcast is your opportunity to find out more about the global rail business and hear from the executive team at Hitachi Rail, sharing their vision, strategy and plans for growth across the business with a focus on procurement and quality functions. This is now the 6th event that we have done like this, and we've been all around the world, including Tokyo, London and Florence, followed by a series of virtual events. With COVID-19, of course, virtual events have become the norm for most organisations. However, for us, we've also considered our core sustainability credentials when planning this event, something which you will hear about more shortly. We wanted to create an interesting agenda for you, which we hope you'll find really useful. And whilst we wish we could all meet in person, a virtual event allows us to reach more of you, share our key business updates whilst managing our global carbon footprint at the same time. So, on to our agenda. This is the second day of our Global Partners event, and we're focusing in this session on potential and new supply chains. You might have heard of Hitachi Rail or the wider Hitachi brand already, or this might be a totally new introduction for you. Our goal today is to give you the opportunity to hear from the team about some of the focus for Hitachi Rail going forward, along with some of the exciting work that the business is delivering specifically around sustainability and quality. Unfortunately, you will hear that dreaded word COVID several times throughout our session. The pandemic has changed the way we work, the way we live, and the world we live in forever. However, if the pandemic and ongoing recovery activity has taught us anything, it's that communication is more important than ever, which is why we wanted to continue our tradition of hosting these events to bring everyone together. It's also a great use of digital technology, which, as you will see, is a very important part of the global rail strategy over the coming years. Now, to start the session off, I wanted to begin by talking a little about Hitachi Rail as a business and the global mobility market. Many of your businesses will already supply to the railway industry, but some of you will be working further afield. And this is something that the team at Hitachi Rail really appreciate. Supply chain should be open to new ideas, and we can learn many lessons from other industries, whether that's manufacturing, heavy industry, automotive, or possibly aerospace. The world's growing population, particularly in cities, and given the indisputable challenges of climate change, the cost of living, congestion, and COVID recovery, means we need to think differently about transport in the 21st century. The future of transport is being driven by digitising and fully integrating the entire mobility system to improve the whole passenger journey. By digitally connecting everything from trains, signalling and infrastructure to operations, maintenance and passenger interfaces, the complete system can be planned, managed and optimised in real time, optimising how passengers flow through the network and how operators invest in services and maintenance. Passengers can enjoy new levels of convenience and connectivity, meaning faster, smoother and easier journeys, but also a smart mobility system that works together as one, bringing cars, buses, trains, bikes and more together into one well-orchestrated, dynamic system. The goal is to help cities, transport operators and passengers achieve lower carbon, lower cost and more convenient transport by making public transport the first preference for travel, whether travelling within cities or between them. By putting the passenger first through connected mobility, people are moving away from cars and planes and onto trains. In 2021, Hitachi Rail committed to being a climate change innovator, creating net zero, sustainable solutions to decarbonise transport around the world. Where railways are not only partially electrified, they are designing and building new battery and hybrid trains and trams to cut diesel emissions and reduce the cost and disruption of electrification programmes. Hitachi's mission has always been to contribute to society through the development of superior technology. And whether it is the iconic Shinkansen bullet trains, innovative battery trains, or brand new railways, their modern transport solutions aim to enhance and improve travel while better linking journeys together. They are pioneers at heart with a culture that emphasises solving complex challenges through dedication and ingenuity. Yet it is the partnerships, the deep and long-standing relationships with the businesses and supply chain partners like yourselves that remain critical to business success. From origins in Japan, Hitachi Rail now operates in 38 countries with strong roots in Europe, Asia Pacific and the Americas. Their technology moves more than 18 billion people a year and includes everything from commuter trains to Tokyo to signalling systems in the Arctic Circle. That global expertise means that customers are offered solutions to every aspect of a railway network. And while their reach is global, the business is local, working with communities to prioritise local supply chains and develop new skills and apprenticeships. So with that, please make yourself comfortable and I'd like to invite Rory Lamont, Group Chief Procurement Officer, to welcome you to today's session and discuss some of the exciting opportunities you have as a potential supplier to Hitachi Rail to shape our fast-changing world.
Welcome to Partners Day 2022. It's great to have you here. Before we get started, I'd like to just take a moment to go through what the objectives of today are and what the agenda will cover. The real objective for today is to give you, our suppliers, greater insight to our business. And to help me achieve this, I've asked for some of our leaders to talk to you today. First of all, you'll hear from Andrew Barr, our Group CEO, about our business strategy and how important COP26 was to us this year. I've then asked for some other leaders to come and talk to you about the projects and opportunities we have in the different regions around the world. After that, we'll have a Q&A session, and I hope with this I'll give you sufficient insight to what's going to be happening in our business over the next 2 to 3 years. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Luca, our COO.
It's great to be here today to meet and to reach everyone. My name is Luca D'Aquila. My role for 3 months is Chief Operating Officer of Railways Business Unit and acting as head of a line of business vehicles. The purpose of my job is to support a sustainable growth of both these 2 lines of business and ensure that all together can reach the financial targets and financial performance aligned with the best practice of the sector. Our sector, mobility sector, is under deep changing in the next years. The digital wave, the ecological transition are forcing several investments in this direction, in infrastructure, in systems, in components, and in vehicles. Hitachi knows very well that this is a great chance for us. We know very well how to play in this game, and therefore not only with the Hitachi Rail, but also with the other business units inside the Hitachi Group, like energy and digital services. But in addition to this, of course, we need our supply chain. We need a supply chain that has our pioneeristic spirit, can invest in technology, can invest in innovation, but basically able to share with us their R&D plan in order to reduce the cost, but mainly to reduce the time to market. That is become a critical point for our success. If this is the vision in the mid-term, We know very well that today we are fighting with a lot of issues. The inflation rate has reached value in several countries that we could never forecast in the 12 last months. In addition to this, the cost of energy, the cost of shipment, the cost of raw materials is increasing, and sometimes some materials are not available. How to face these issues? Hoping that the length of these issues will be maybe 12 months, I hope less. Of course, we need to work strongly together. We need to give a sense to the word partnership, sharing any issues and trying to face, in order to prepare together and not in a standalone situation, potential backup plan. What we have to avoid in this moment is to create disruption in supply chain and disruption in the service to our customers. So this is our challenge today. This is the moment to be in harmony, to have sincerity and to cooperate. This is the only way to overcome these issues. We don't need to find at the end of this path winner and losers, because if there will be losers, it means that something has failed. We can't fail, and we are sure that with your support, now there are a lot of executives, a lot of entrepreneurs of relevant companies. So be sure that with Hitachi, you can find the availability to face these issues. But of course, we can't be the last and ultimate responsible for this, and we need your support. However, today, it's a great day for Hitachi Rail and for its supplier. So please enjoy these days and go ahead together. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rory and Luca. It's been great to understand a little more about your priorities and what the future holds for Hitachi Rail. I would now like to hand over to Andrew Barr, Group Chief Executive Officer of Hitachi Rail, to give you an update on some of the work that his global team have been delivering over the past 12 months.
Thank you. It's great to join everyone today from the UK and be able to speak to you all virtually around the globe. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Andrew Barr and I'm the Group CEO of the Hitachi Rail business. Today I'm going to talk about our global business strategy with a specific focus on sustainability. I hope this will be useful and will give you an understanding of how you can support us going forward. To start, I'd like to take you back 6 months to November 2021, when the UK hosted COP26, the International Summit for Climate Change Action. I'm sure many of you saw the coverage from the event on the news, as climate change agreements were shared and signed over the 2-week-long event. A specific speech some of you may have heard was from Sir David Attenborough, who commented that if, working apart, we are a force powerful enough to destabilise our planet, surely, working together, we're powerful enough to save it. Hearing this quote whilst at COP26 myself, where Hitachi as a group were sponsors, reminded me that it's only together that the transport industry will make its biggest contribution to the challenges we face. And that is where we need your support. I've spent my entire career in the rail industry, and the one thing that I know, and that we all know, is that this is an industry that cares deeply and passionately, not only about the people it employs or its passengers, but the community it serves. Every day, the rail industry collaborates to move people and goods safely across the country and to serve our local communities. But when it comes to climate change, we're serving a global community. So to play our role in helping us achieve the 1.5-degree target, I believe that we have to start thinking bigger, beyond rail and across the entire mobility sector. The fastest way to decarbonise transportation is by enabling the shift to lower emission public transport. Choosing rail over aviation and cars is like the difference between burning coal or harnessing the wind for power generation. If we want to decarbonise quickly, then it's an obvious choice. But that means that rail needs to compete with cars and planes, and we will have a big role to play in helping that to happen, putting passengers right at the heart of multimodal journeys that use rail as their backbone. And we are already seeing some of this change in action. I was incredibly proud to see the 3 of Hitachi Rail's rolling stock fleets featuring heavily in COP26 for the transportation plan and taking delegates to and from the venue and helping them to get to Scotland from other parts of the UK. The Lumo service was one of these fleets and is a fascinating project in the way that our customer, First Group has positioned it directly against aviation, not just on cost, but on carbon. Many of you here today have directly contributed to that train and the Agatsuma fleet and Class 385 trains for ScotRail, all essential to making COP26 such a success in terms of transportation. And so I want to say that a huge thank you for working on these with us on these projects in the UK. If we look further afield to Hitachi's international markets, we can see that in Japan and in Italy, where Hitachi has a very strong presence, rail has now been established as a genuine competitor and has disrupted local aviation markets thanks to its attractiveness to passengers. That's had a real long-term impact on carbon emissions and still provides great outcomes for passengers. But what next? How do we develop this further? Rail electrification is the key for decarbonisation, but we know that both time and cost make it impractical for some services. It's expensive and disruptive to electrify infrastructure. Batteries are an enabler, reducing the cost of electrification and helping to deliver programs more quickly. Battery technology is understood and it is deployable. It's retrofittable and is possible right now. In Japan, the Dencha train celebrated its 5th anniversary last year. The Dencha is the world's first battery fleet, saving over 2.7 million tonnes of carbon over the last 5 years and travelling up to 60 kilometres on battery power alone. In Italy, we're developing our next generation Masaccio regional trains, which can achieve speeds of up to 106 kph. It's top speed on battery power. For any of you attending Intertrans in September, you'll be able to see this train on display, and I hope to be able to meet many of you face to face in Berlin. But our products are just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to climate change and sustainability. We also have to decarbonise ourselves. Sustainability is playing an ever more important role in terms of what drives customer expectations and business behaviours. Collaboration between companies and their suppliers will be critical to help drive the changes that are required to deliver decarbonisation in the supply chain and improvements in human rights and more sustainable business practices. Hitachi Group has set us challenging goals to achieve our net zero by 2030 and across our entire value chain by 2050. We're making good progress on this journey, and in 2020, we're able to cut our own business's emissions by 30%, building on our 14% reduction in the previous year. There's always more to do, but I want you to know that we're taking this seriously and investing more to improve our own footprint and to support you as our supply chain to work in partnership for this important cause. If we get this right, between our customers and supply chain, we can make a huge contribution to the climate challenge. We need to think bigger and beyond rail, and it'll be a challenge to make it work, but we can make it work together. I'd like to now talk a little bit more about our wider business strategy. In a world where we see ever more focus on digital technology, and we have the opportunity to maximise this, our business is working to become a leader in the mobility sector. Despite COVID-19 and the recovery activity, the business is continuing to grow, and our strategy going forward has a clear focus on quality and performance. As we start to emerge globally from the COVID pandemic, passenger numbers in recent months on public train services are reaching 80% of pre-pandemic levels. There's some way to go, but this is encouraging, and we need to plan for the future and how we support our global customer base, providing a springboard into the adjacent and new markets that plays to our strengths as a provider of green technologies, as well as the challenge of providing digital services. We know there are immediate demands for smarter, greener ways to travel. To position the business to make this a reality, we've recently announced a new organisational structure. Overall, the structure will be simplified to focus on 2 lines of business. Each line of business will offer customers complete and comprehensive end-to-end delivery, from sales to project delivery to maintenance and services in our key regions. You'll hear from some of our leaders in this session, and we look very much forward to meeting many of you in the near future and at industry events such as Intertrans later in the year. I often get asked how our business unit fits into the wider Hitachi vision, and many of our suppliers also work with other parts of Hitachi. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about this structure. Under our parent company, Hitachi Limited, we're part of the sector called Green Energy and Mobility. We're expected to lead Hitachi's green business and contribute to realise a sustainable zero-carbon society, synergising with 3 green energy sector business units. As one of the few truly global Hitachi-owned organisations with presence in multiple regions, our business plays a critical role in the vision and growth of the Hitachi Group. All 3 sectors of Hitachi Limited will have the same drivers for growth, supported by 3 corporate functions, focusing on innovation and digital to be underpinned by global environmental targets. Our business management plan is linked to all of these, and in partnership with the wider Hitachi Group businesses, we see bigger opportunities connecting our mobility as a service capabilities within a broader smart mobility framework. To conclude, I hope you'll agree that these are very exciting times, but we can only succeed with your help and support. I want to thank you for your collaboration so far, and I look forward to meeting many of you as I can this year as we move forward on this journey. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Andrew. That was fascinating. We know Hitachi Rail has an exciting future ahead, and it's great to hear, even during these difficult times, that the teams are thriving and that COP26 was such an important focus for the business. We're now going to go into a bit more detail around the importance of quality, and I'd like to welcome back Rory Lamont for an introduction.
You just heard from our CEO Andrew Barr about our core business direction for the year ahead and how important COP26 was for us. Sustainability, however, is just one piece of that puzzle. Quality is also a core focus area for us around the world. As you will hear throughout the day, quality and sustainability go hand in hand, and our suppliers play a vital role in helping us deliver on both fronts. You might also have seen yesterday we presented a series of awards to our current supply base, and one of those was for quality. So we really do want to see excellence in this category. I would love to see more entries in this area next year so we can celebrate some of the exciting work that our teams are delivering around the world. I'd now like to introduce Ulderigo Zona, Group Head of Quality and HSE for Hitachi Rail. Rigo is going to discuss the crucial importance of quality to our business and how it underpins everything that we do. He will show how quality links to the core values of Hitachi Group: harmony, sincerity and pioneering spirit, which shape the strategic direction of our business. Welcome, Rigo.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. This is an important day for all of us. Today we can share together our vision and our strategic goal for the next future about the quality. I wanted to start to introduce myself. I am Ulderigo Zona. I am in charge the quality department, HSE department, the sustainability department. And I think this day gives us the opportunity to share all together our vision and also what is our next goal to be more competitive in our railway market. I want to start with our Hitachi value that I think is important to give the right direction about the quality culture. I want to start with our Hitachi key, I want to say pillar in our value. I want to start for the beginning with the harmony. What means harmony? Harmony means that all together we need to work to create quality product and also to give the capability to demonstrate to the market that our product, our project, our service will be full compliant with the market request and trend. And for this reason, I think one of the important, if we can go more in deep in the quality, we can say that we can achieve this target if we move soon in the digital transformation. We need to be more digital in our approach and also to improve our collaboration among our technicians, your technicians, but all the people from both companies. The second value is the sincerity. I think is one of the most important for the good and the right relation among the different partners that work all together to achieve the target to have a more reliable system and product. What means sincerity? Sincerity is very simple to understand, but sometimes it's difficult to achieve. Sincerity means to be transparent, to have a clear approach from the beginning of our commercial relations, to be clear about the constraint or some misunderstanding or not clear technical specification that we need to discuss together from the beginning to avoid during the life of the project to discover some gap that is very difficult to cover. I think that if we can work together with the same spirit, I am sure that we can achieve our target in a very easy way. The last point of the discussion is the pioneer spirit. This is fundamental for Hitachi to be innovator in all the area in which we operate. And railway is the new market in which the innovation is fundamental to achieve different targets from the competitiveness using the new technology that is available, to be more sustainable, because with our development, our research, we can be more sustainable in our product and our system. And the last but not least, we can use this product and our product and our system to be innovator in our society. I think this is the three fundamental value in which we need to move all together. If I move ahead about our vision, supply management vision and mission, I want to start about the vision that will be the light for all the other topics. Our vision is very simple. We need to move together in a collaborative ecosystem, and we need to trust each other along the life of the project. We need to start to trust from the beginning, from the negotiation, from the scouting, from the first step in which we start our collaboration. If we move in this direction, it's more simple to achieve the other mission that we have to achieve. The first is the risk and compliance, means that we need to work, taking consideration that our company needs to be compliant with the technical and also the customer request. This means that we can be compliant also with our corporate standard and legal requirement to be sure that we have no gap during our life, or our project life, or product development to cover with some huge work to do. The second is clear that is fundamental for us, the corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is fundamental for us and for you to be compliant with, to have a safety workplace. We need to be compliant with the human right, the respect of the human right, but also to have that our people work in a very good environmental that can permit them to achieve the well-being that is the driver also for the other topics that we discuss after. The third pillar, the third mission is the quality, performance and innovation. I think that the new technology, we are a big company, but all together we can achieve a very important target only if we work together to take in consideration that the quality, the competitiveness and innovation is part of the same coin, and we cannot have different approach in these three different areas. I'm sure that we work together to improve the quality, to improve our competitiveness, but also take in consideration the innovation that comes from the market. Business performance and as another mission, as you know, we need to maximize our performance. And the business performance is not only the financial performance. Business performance is the summary of different topics, starting from the delivery. We need to be more effective in the delivery time. We need to improve our performance in the disruption that we can have during the production line if we cannot identify all the process in detail. And this means that we can achieve, if we fulfill all these requirements, also the financial competitiveness. That for me is a business performance competitiveness. The last but not least, I think we can achieve all these targets only if we move soon on the digital transformation. We need to use a more digital approach in our communication. We need to use a more digital tool that can permit us to have in real-time information, and also we need to also have in real-time all the activity that can permit also to make the right fine-tuning. After that, I want to move on our expectation for the next fiscal year. I wanted to start from the quality. As you can see, we have a different message that I can send through this slide, but I want to underline the three main targets that we can achieve together. The first, we need to improve the quality of the incoming good and service. And I think that we can achieve this target minimizing the quality deficiency during the production or during the installation or during the design stage. The second point is the continuous improvement. I think that is important for us to work together to think in the future, looking our past. I think this is another important message. The last but not least, we need to have your full support in the qualification of your supplier and in the monitoring of the quality of your supplier. If I move ahead about the procurement, I think that it's simple to say that our expectation is to be more competitiveness in the financial result, means that we have a cost saving. But it's simple, but it's not our target. Our target is to achieve our competitiveness, to use our people in the best way. We need to start from a serious analysis of our technical specification to begin, to identify how we can improve these technical specification, how we can achieve some result in terms of saving, that using the new technology or using our internal capability to put around the table our and your technician to identify the best solution to achieve this target. I think this is the goal that we need to achieve together. And this is possible only if we have, from your side, a full commitment of your top management. For engineering, I think all our success passes through the engineering. We need to reinforce our capability to work together. We need to work together from the beginning, from the design stage. Our people, your people, needs to work together as one team, because you are the owner of the technology that we buy, and you can give us the best solution to implement your technology in our system. Rail control is a summary of a different technology. Vehicles is a summary of a different technology. Only if we work together with your experience, your innovation, and your continuous improvement in the research and development, we can achieve a best result in terms of reliability and also in terms of quality of our product. The last point is the supply chain. I want to say for the supply chain, I think we need to work together to improve the on-time delivery. As I said before, competitiveness is not only financial result, but competitiveness is also to achieve the target that our customer require. And if we can achieve this target, we need to work together to improve on-time delivery. This means that we need to work inside our process and procedure to identify if there are some gaps that we need to solve, and also to improve our capability to avoid any disruption along the life of the project, and to be more flexible in the production activity or in the design activity or during the shipment of our goods. And for this last point, I wanted to say that we need to work together to improve a lot the sustainability inside our supply chain. Supply chain is one of the key points of the sustainability in the next future. And we want to work with you to achieve this important target for us and for you to be more sustainable in the next future. I wanted to say also that it is important for us to be full compliant, as I said before, with our social responsibility in our factory, in your factory, and with your supplier, that you are accountable to guarantee us that the full compliance with the CSR inside your supply chain. I wanted to summarize all these key points in 4 important topics. One is the digital transformation. We cannot achieve any target if we don't move together in the digital transformation. After that, I want to say that is an important task for us, and will be the next target for all of us, is sustainability. We are pushing you and all our partners and suppliers to record your company in EcoVadis platform. Only the supplier that can achieve a very good target in terms of score from EcoVadis platform will be our partner in the future, because we have the same and the common target for the environment, and not only. The last point is the supply development. We need to improve the capability to identify how we need to check our production line for the whole life of the project, and this gives us more consistency in the quality and the reliability of our product and service. Last but not least, I want to say all this area is the fundamental piece, is the last one, that our customer satisfaction. We have a business, you have a business, only if our customer is satisfied. If the satisfaction of our customer is not enough, our business has no future. But I'm sure that if we work together, we can achieve this target common way, using our common idea to fulfill and to achieve what the customer and the market require. I wanted to close this my interview, this speech, with an importance of the quality inside not only Hitachi Rail, but for Hitachi. I wanted to start from our founder of the quality, Mr. Baba. And I fully agree with the vision of the Mr. Baba, today, as in the past, as in the future. All our defects, all our mistakes that we discover during the life of the project, we need to approach on this as a root cause analysis to identify the new solution, the new idea, the new process that can avoid the same mistake in the next future. Lesson learned is a driver for us if we want to be more competitive, more quality, more innovation. I think this is the key pillar of our future. Thanks for your attendance. Thanks for your support. And I'm sure that we work together in the next future very, very close. I am fully available, not today, tomorrow, when you want, to answer your question, because it's fundamental to reinforce our relation. And I'm fully available to answer all your questions that you think that can support our improvement. Ciao.
Thank you, Rory and Ulderigo. What stands out for me is how heavily your business strategy still holds the original Hitachi core values of harmony, sincerity, and pioneering spirit at its core. And it's great to see how that has translated into your business actions well over 100 years later. We're now going to take a short break, so please take this opportunity to get a drink, and we will start back again in a few minutes hearing from the wider executive team around the globe about some of their business priorities and objectives for the year ahead.
The journey has already begun. We stand in unity in the face of floods and famine. We stand in unity in the face of a global pandemic. And we have shown unprecedented unity in the face of war. We must stay on this journey together. Together we can turn the tide of history if we envisage our destination. This is where we can ensure a peaceful life for people around the world, with an economy that's fair, where everyone can live with dignity, where all children can go to school, where they have plans and dreams that can come true, where we celebrate our differences, because doing so makes us stronger. This is where the consumer is conscious, where food nourishes without polluting, where each piece of packaging is given a new life, where the energy is clean and produced in harmony with nature, where all the different kinds of life on Earth live unthreatened, where taps save water and we grow more trees than we cut down. This is where businesses have turned ambition into action, where they give more than they take, and they are better for nature, better for communities. It may be hard, but imagine we're already there. It needn't be far, if we all strive together to reach Destination Impact.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We heard earlier from Group CEO Andrew Barr, who discussed some of the business priorities for the year ahead. We heard about the importance of quality, innovation and digital solutions, all to be underpinned by global environmental targets. And this means some big opportunities for the future within a broader smart mobility framework for rail networks and within cities. You're now going to hear from 3 of our global executives to tell you what this means in reality and how you can be a part of this exciting future.
Thank you to all of you for giving me the opportunity to share a few minutes of my message with you. I hope that in this event you have got the maximum incentive for you to do a better partnership with us, to enter into a better partnership with us. I am Michele Fracchiolla. I am Executive Officer in charge of the business rail control for the region of Europe and Australia and Latin America. I joined the former Ansardo STS in 2011 and eventually, of course, Hitachi Rail system. I am absolutely keen in pursuing everything that can enhance the partnership with our supply chain partners, because we know how key you guys can be as companies and innovators for us to meet the challenges that are coming out from a world that is becoming more and more volatile and disruptive. In achieving that, clearly there is a tension in reducing the marginal cost of our supply, so the cost efficiency, as well as on-time delivery remains a key factor. But we have also to fully be aware that we don't have too much time to make us sustainable or otherwise get out of market. We are doing the best that we can as Hitachi commitment towards 2030 and 2050. That means that we are trying to reduce our own emission, but an important pillar for us to be sustainable is the scope 3, for which you play a very important strategic role. We believe that your flexibility and adaptation in this new world is going to grant the sustainable business for us and you together, because that's the only way for us to survive in this challenging market. But beyond that, I would like also you to feel inspired by this forum in order to think outside of the box. I don't know if you have had any introduction, but in addition to the scope 3, there is a definition of a scope 4, which is the avoided mission we are going to create of new ways of proposing our solution and offer to our end client. In doing that means that innovation and proactive support for you, for your company, towards us to have a better proposal to market, which is aimed to go even beyond our full decarb solutions, but actually making sure that things are deployed in a way that we change and influence behavior of our key client. And specifically, let's not forget, in Hitachi Rail, we play in the transport business, which is accounting globally for more than 25% CO2 emission worldwide. And that's actually the quick win on a 2030, where all the attention will be. And for us to change the model shift, thanks also to your help, is going to be extremely key. I'm also very proud to be part of Hitachi Rail to represent Hitachi Green Global in order for all Hitachi overall across the different business unit to provide a business growth with the new green solution. To that extent, you should be thinking as well that the opportunity to enhance with Hitachi Rail STS your business will actually open up for you other windows of opportunity across all the Hitachi ecosystem. You need to think, as I said, outside the box. What I mean? I mean that you should be thinking that the sustainability is also very much depending on a way we create a shared economy, a circular economy, not by the simple mean of getting your own products and solution, but it's something that we can recycle at the end by dismounting usable material or making energy out of the discarded, not usable anymore. But you need to think that your proactive support in let us know after the end of life of your subcomponents that you provide to us can actually be reused for other purpose. As a whole, is a kind of reverse shipping very important for the world to come, and even the functionality embedded into it to different purposes. The longevity of what we put out in the market is equally important as the decarbonization embedded into it. I believe that within Europe, Australia, and Latin America, we have key projects where you can actually demonstrate your value. These projects turn around major Turkey solution for metro, and we have a few also in Italy that we are currently pursuing. We have a high-speed signaling in Turkey tender we are doing in the UK. We have a big project in rolling out, both in Italy by Recovery Fund support, the RTMS Level 2, with an enhanced provision of digitalization of the overall railway network, which is going to be the basic for the modal shift from private car to the main corridor railway and the last mile connected together. We can, in Australia, think about the same. We are rolling out CBTC in some opportunities we are pursuing, both for metro and high-capacity system in a suburban area in Perth. And we are delivering very challenging project in Latin America. Panama, and Lima. I really look forward to a different way to work together that is even improving our relationship that I'm sure with many of you we had already satisfactory for a decade or more. But for the new coming and the old partners, it is a new change we have to make, and we rely on your enthusiasm and the full convincement that either we do it in this way or we're going to be out of the market. We are with you together. Thank you.
Thank you, Michele-san. And it is great to be here today to meet everyone. So firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Koji Agatsuma, Group CTO Vehicle, and in charge of green and digital innovation of products, including smart factory, and also optimization and standardization of rolling stock design and products. So I'm working for Hitachi over 20 years. Today, I'm going to tell you about our inspiring vision of rolling stock and how we can collaborate together. So first one is that we have ambitious growth target in rolling stock. So we have exciting opportunity to grow in existing market and also penetrate new market. As a market leader, we are well positioned to grow with a rich pipeline of new projects in Asia, Europe, US, and beyond. We have also a lot of world-class innovative green and digital solutions, such as silicon carbide technology, permanent magnet solution, fuel cell train, battery train, of course, including bimode, tri-mode solution, also real-time train to shore communication, including condition-based maintenance, digital maintenance tools, digital factory operation. We also have a very, very good Lumada IT/OT solution. So we keep investing on those green and digital technologies. Innovation is always our growth engine for last 100 years. And our vision is always to develop innovative technology to improve our quality of life. So not only innovation, becoming more competitive is the only way we will be able to increase our business and strengthen our position. So we want to be more innovative and creative to win new business opportunity and grow together. So as you know, we have launched Optimized Grow last year to achieve this. OTG will forge new partnership to grow stronger together. Thank you very much for your great support, and we need to push very hard OTG together. Second item is we are asking for mutual commitment and creative partnership to compete and grow. Hitachi cannot win new business alone. We really need to be innovative and competitive on cost to be able to grow. We need your investment and partnership to achieve this. This is about growing and winning together. We are asking you as our partner to invest with us to shape for our future. We want this to be a creative partnership, exploring as partner the most efficient quality way to engineer our products. So third point is that this vision is exciting for both of us. It can bring you great benefit as we extend it and grow together. Success will mean we have learned together, deepening our relationship and mutual commitment. Success will result in increasing volume within Hitachi Rail, extending beyond the local market to our strong international reach. success will mean Hitachi Rail remain at the forefront of rail industry, a very strong customer for you in the long term. So thank you for listening and joining us on this journey today. I strongly believe key word for next 100 years is quality of life, how we can contribute for aging society. So next is circular economy, how we can contribute through green and digital solution. We have a lot of new opportunities for us. I'm very much looking forward to working with you to generate innovative solution. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's great to be here today to talk to you. My name is Gherado Tani, and I've been at Hitachi Rail for over 10 years, and in that time, I've covered a variety of roles across the business unit. Now, my role is Senior Director Procurement, and I'm here today representing the Rail Control line of business. So to start, I will explain what is Rail Control, as I can see some suppliers have asked this question. Rail Control within Hitachi Rail means a fully integrated global provider of turnkey transport system and rail solutions, including signaling, traffic management and control, and station information. Now, I want to spend some time today talking about just a few of our key projects that might be of interest to you as our global supply chain. But also, I want to reinforce some of the messages you have heard already today about sustainability. People use this word a lot, but really, what does it mean for a business? For me, sustainability means working together in a way that ensures our businesses will last and be successful for many years, but also that we leave a legacy and do not harm to communities and environment in which we operate. And this really is the most important goal. Last year at COP26, Hitachi announced our ambitions as climate change innovators to go carbon neutral across our value chain by fiscal year 2050. As one of the few truly global Hitachi organizations with presence in multiple regions, we play a critical role, encouraging people to travel in ways that reduce congestion, pollution, and carbon emissions. And in order to achieve our goals as a business, we need your help, especially around our Scope 3 emissions. You might know that for many businesses, Scope 3 emissions account for more than 70% of their carbon footprint. For example, for any of our suppliers here today that manufacture products and supply them to our rail businesses, there will often be significant carbon emissions from the extraction, manufacture, and processing of the raw materials. We want to help you on this journey so that we can all achieve our zero net goals. Conditioning to a zero carbon economy and meeting the goals of the Paris Agreement require us all to decarbonize urgently. And you will have heard already that we are making good progress in understanding the emissions that we generate directly and also mapping the emissions footprint right across the value chain. I want to stress the importance of collaboration here. Working with like-minded companies like yourself will help create broader change and ease the process. Reducing supply chain emissions for you might be small steps at first, such as using renewable energy, providing distribution electric vehicles, or supplying different materials to support redesigned products. Similarly, you may have ideas for the next steps for our products that we can offer our customers based in using a lower carbon product or recycling products at their end of life in a different way. We want to hear these ideas and share this challenge with you so we can all succeed and protect the environment for many years to come. And whilst we are talking about our customers, I would like to thank you for some of the great successes we saw last financial year. We last held this event in 2020, and since then we have made great progress delivering our current projects while winning new orders. Focusing on America now, which is a key region for us. You might already know that we cover 2 continents, from Canada to Peru, and serve both mass transit and freight rail operators. A few of our most recent contracts awards show the variety of procurement opportunities we have available at present. In Canada, we are leading a public-private consortium project will deliver the new $4.6 billion Huron-Ontario Light Rail Transit System. As a trusted partner of Bay Area Rapid Transit, BART in San Francisco, we are leading the nation's largest brownfield train control system replacement. Given its size, scope, and complexity, our project for BART will be one of the most extensive railway signaling projects in the US and the largest communication-based train control system deployment of its kind in North America across 125 route miles. This project really is a great win for the team here. We are a key pillar of BART's comprehensive $3.5 billion Trans-Bay Corridor Core Capacity Project for the mega region of Northern California, with 405,000 trips on average each weekday. Our contract for BART, like most transit agency agreements, includes requirements for a diverse supply chain as part of the customer's asks. This means that we are seeking trusted partners across all areas of the business to work with us to make sure we can deliver this project and make it a real success. Our procurement professionals are especially interested in the early identification and qualification of project suppliers that are DBE and WBE certified. Through these and many more examples, we look for and enjoy working with exemplary sub-suppliers and contractors to help us to continue to deliver for our customers, both in the regions and globally. Finally, we have exciting news for major expansion in the US beyond the projects I've already mentioned, where we have announced Hub City in Hagerstown, Maryland, as home for our brand new state-of-the-art test track and manufacturing plant for the region. By delivering its first job, we'll develop a newly skilled workforce, create a broad local supply chain, and bring extensive economic value to the region. This electric technology will offer a better traveling experience and more cost-efficient maintenance, good for the planet, passengers, and operators. But it's not just new sites where we are putting sustainability at the front of our operations. We're improving our energy performance, efficiency, and consumption, and I'm pleased to report that at our sites in Naples, Pistoia, and Reggio Calabria, we are now ISO 50001 certified. And as a way of helping colleagues better understand environmental awareness, we've developed a new and compulsory climate change awareness course where everyone who completes it receives a tree planted in their name in a developing region of the world through our environmental partnership with Treedom. Still on the topic of sustainability, I'm delighted to share news of our recent Platinum Sustainability Rating from EcoVadis, provider of business sustainability ratings to over 85,000 companies. Based on non-financial reporting, this sets up among the top 1% of sustainable companies in transportation. We've also been certified with the SA 8000, a voluntary standard for social compliance based on the principles of international human rights. So, what comes next? Well, now we start to ramp up to deliver on these promises. We are recruiting for a wide range of roles at our locations to make sure we have the right team in place to support our customers and their requirements. And if you are interested in joining our team, I hope you will visit us at InnoTrans in Berlin, where the team will be available to answer any questions. We are starting engagement for a long list of parts and components that we need for each core project win in various regions, like the USA, as I mentioned. And we are looking at ways to use innovation to make our project and processes more robust. And we know we are going to face some challenges as we move forward. There are constraints in funding, particularly in light of the extraordinary and unanticipated cost of providing safe, essential services during COVID-19. Investment in mobility infrastructure are needed to retain a great quality of life that includes safer, more convenient, and more sustainable mass transportation solution between cities. We, of course, do believe economies will recover and growth will continue. We are starting to see this already, thankfully, and our recent project wins prove that point. Communities that want to future-proof themselves will prioritize sustainable mobility, and this is really at the heart of everything we do in Hitachi Rail. For Hitachi, as a supplier and a socially responsible business, we recognize that seamless mobility needs essential infrastructure linked to the core of the economy and the nation's quality of life. Rail plays a fundamental role in meeting these challenges. Rail is a future-proofing solution because it provides safe, high-capacity, low-emission solution for mass transit in high-density urban areas, acting as a greener alternative for transporting commuters to and from metropolitan areas, and it is easily linked to other forms of transportation with connections to airport and ferries. Smart cities can become even more sustainable with autonomous, on-demand, and networked rail services. And we know the future will be positive if we all continue to grow together and work in partnership. So, I'd like to close by summing up how we can work together and what you, our suppliers and potential suppliers, can do to help us on this journey. The first is to reach out to us. We welcome your thoughts, your ideas, and want to hear about the solutions and services you can offer us. My team and the procurement team are here to work with you to ensure our continued success, and I really do look forward to speaking to some of you in the near future. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much to the team there, and I hope that helped to give you all some more insights into the current projects that Hitachi Rail are working to deliver and the part that you could play. Businesses like Hitachi Rail can only succeed when working closely with their supply chain. And some of the themes that we just heard about, quality, strategy, sustainability, and partnership, are incredibly important to remember. So with that, I would like to welcome Andrew and Rory back to join me so we can start our second question and answer session. Welcome to you both. So your suppliers have been sharing questions with the team about specific areas around your global operations. I'll start with you first, Andrew. The first question we have, we do not work with Hitachi Rail yet, but would like to understand how large is the company and what specific global regions are important to your business?
Well, Hitachi Rail is a global company. We're in over 30 countries worldwide, and our main bases of operation are in North America and US, across mainland Europe, especially in Italy and in the UK, and also in Asia and, of course, in Japan. So we have a wide spread. We are developing our North American business very strongly, so it's a good opportunity to join us and be part of that business into the future, especially as we're growing our rail vehicles business with the new operation in Washington. And in Europe, the key focus is on making sure that our future costs can be minimised, and so we welcome any new suppliers that would join with any new ideas and innovations that would help us to do that. And overall, we're very keen to look across the supply base for people with new ideas and also areas of addressing sustainability, as we've heard a lot about over the last 2 days. And I'm very keen that we get those ideas into our business. We shouldn't also forget our rail control business, which is mostly signalling, but also moving into digital and control. And again, any new ideas there that would help us to become more innovative, but also to grow and help with sustainability in cities will be very much welcomed.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. So much scope there. We have another question for you, Andrew, which is connected to the pandemic. And it is, has COVID-19 changed your bidding plans for future projects, or have you seen no effect yet?
Well, of course, the pandemic had a major effect on all of our lives. And in rail transportation, we saw a significant reduction in some countries of ridership compared to pre-pandemic levels. We are now seeing a return close to 80% of pre-pandemic ridership, but people's travel habits have changed as a result of being able to work from home. So that does change things a little bit for the future. However, I can still see strong demand from customers, And also we're seeing a change in that demand because customers are now investing more in green technology, not so much for growth as they may have done in the past, and also looking into new areas and new opportunities in areas such as growth in cities and smart mobility. So we are still seeing strong interest in growth, and of course green transportation through rail is already a key part of that. Into the future, I want to target a move from domestic air travel onto rail, and we're seeing already incentives to do that from governments around the world, and I think that brings new opportunities as well.
Okay, thank you. Rory, our next question. If we have ideas for improving your products or ideas for new innovations we want to share with you, how can we do this? Are you looking for anything specific?
Sure. I think there's really three channels into the organisation that I'd encourage you to use. One is through our engineering teams, who might be working on specific projects or on the next generation of our products, and they're always really open to new technological ideas. If we have specific commercial approaches you want to discuss with us, then I'd always suggest coming through the procurement teams to put those ideas to us. And then also, the leaders that we have in each country are always happy and keen to talk to suppliers, because often that brings in new contacts for them, which is very helpful. So those would be the avenues I would use, either through engineering, through procurement, or through our country leadership.
Okay. And so following on, when you win a new project globally, when do you engage potential suppliers in this process? During the bidding stage or after contract award?
It will be a combination of both, okay? And quite often for the larger suppliers, or the suppliers that provide the core parts of our offering, they'll be engaged very early on as we start to mature up our bid, the product design, the overall scope of work for the project. It might be then that we have new emerging needs as we get into project execution, and then we bring in other suppliers to support on those. So it will be a combination of both. We talked a little bit about having done supplier events. We quite often use those as ways to nurture local supply bases. So I hope we can continue the close collaboration we have with our supply chain. It's really important to us.
Okay, thank you. Andrew, and you mentioned Washington earlier, so this is a question related to that. And this question is, we understand you've just won a project in Washington where we are based. Could you give us more details?
Yes, of course. So we, in fact, were successful on the Washington DC railcar project last year, and that's a framework contract for over 200 new metro railcars. And as part of that, we're going to build a new factory in Maryland that will support that with over 400 new jobs, and we estimate over 1,000 jobs in the supply chain. So again, we'd welcome any suppliers who aren't currently linked up with us to do that, because we want to welcome new partners into that environment. And also local suppliers are really key to that. And recently I had the chance to meet the Governor of Maryland, and he was very keen and very supportive of what we're going to do. So this is just the start. We're building the factory because we want to grow in North America, and so we're targeting other rolling stock opportunities across North America and into Canada. And so we want to use Washington as the base for that. So quite exciting for the future. And alongside that, we're developing the new plant to be a digital plant, so we want it to be cutting edge, using the experiences we've got elsewhere in the world, but also introducing new manufacturing techniques to enable it to be a plant that can be fit to support the future market.
Okay, it's exciting then.
Definitely, yeah.
Andrew, my next question is, we are a supplier to Hitachi Energy, one of the other Hitachi divisions. Can you explain your relationship with their business?
Well, of course, Hitachi Energy is part of the green sector of Hitachi Limited. So we are part of the same sector, and we have regular dialogues with their management as well. So if you're already part of Hitachi Energy supply chain, that puts you in a very good place to be a supplier to us. So again, would welcome the chance to understand more about the services that are provided, but I would encourage anyone who's already part of that business to work with us as well, where we can find a place to do that.
Okay, brilliant. Rory, it was mentioned earlier that you have had organisational changes. How do we know who to contact if we want to build a relationship with Hitachi? Such an important question, isn't it, for anyone who might be new?
Sure, absolutely. I think in the first instance, if it's related to a specific project, through that project team would be a great way to approach us, okay? Or if you're close to one of our factories, getting to know the procurement manager of that factory would be a good first step. So those would be the two routes I see just now. We're all quite often at trade shows, so come and talk to us at the trade shows we attend. We're attending Intertrans in Berlin later on this year, and I'd love the opportunity to meet some potential suppliers there.
Yes, and it's possible now to meet in person
Absolutely.
as well as virtually,
sure.
which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Rory, another question for you, and this is from a supplier that's based in the UK, and they say, we're based in the UK, would like to help with your HS2 project. We understand this is a joint venture. Who do we approach for this?
So you should approach the joint venture team, so the HS2 joint venture team directly. And if you need us to help you put you in touch with them, we'll be happy to do that. So if you can drop me a note, I'll be happy to help. Okay,
brilliant, thank you. Andrew, our next question is from, it's connected to Italy. It says, we've been a supplier to Hitachi for many years, originally through Ansaldo STS in Italy. Do you have any more plans for mergers or buying businesses?
Well, that's a very interesting question. The rail market is becoming more and more consolidated, and of course we are in the process of acquiring Thales GTS. So that's quite a big activity for us to be undertaking in the next few years. So I think the chances for further acquisitions are limited, but of course we always have one eye open to see what opportunities are there. But our main focus right now is consolidation of our business once Thales joins, to create this new organisation that enables us to meet the challenges of the future market.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. And a final question about a really big moment globally that happened recently, which I know that both of you were attending, COP26. Thank you for explaining your involvement earlier in COP26. I wanted to ask you both really what you took away from the event, starting with you, Rory.
I think I took away a bit of a sense of relief. When you listen to a lot of the coverage in the news, it seems quite a huge challenge that we face. But we saw so many different presentations from different industries. We had the opportunity to talk to really everybody from local government, through to competitors, through to completely adjacent industries. And the amount of activity that's going on around decarbonisation, about thinking how we sustain the environment and continue to develop, commercially attractive projects, is everywhere. And I just came away feeling really pretty positive about how things are going to progress over the next 3, 5, 10 years.
Okay, a real positive feeling there, which you don't
Absolutely.
always have, so hold on to that.
Yeah.
And what about you, Andrew?
Well, I was very pleased that our leadership role in sustainability was recognised, because we were one of the few manufacturers that were there. But I also recognise the challenges that we've got to move forward and really decarbonise industry in general. We are very lucky in rail that it already is a green mode of transport, but I was very refreshed to see how many opportunities there are for us to participate and to contribute to the future green society, not just in transportation, but in the wider business and being part of the community as well. So it was exciting to see that, and also set my mind thinking as to the things we could do to the business and how we can contribute more into the future.
Okay, well, a hopeful end to our Q&A today. Thank you both so much. And unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. Thank you again to all of our global supply chain partners who submitted questions for the webinar today. If we didn't get around to your question, the team will be addressing these separately and will reply to you via email or through your category manager after the session has finished. And that brings us to the end of day 2, and indeed our webinar for this year. We hope you found the sessions useful and have learnt more about the direction of the business, the importance of quality, and why sustainability remains at the core of the Hitachi Rail business across the globe. I'd like to thank all of our speakers today joining us from around the world, and to all of our suppliers who've joined us today to watch the session. Events like this, although we are not physically together, help us to be successful, and that is only possible through your support and partnership. This partnership allows us to grow together in a sustainable way, and we hope that this will continue for many years to come. Thank you again for listening, and if any of your colleagues were not able to join today, the content will be available for 6 months following today's broadcast, and the team will share a link for them to view everything after the event has finished. I hope to see you again very soon, and we will now pass on to Andrew Barr, Group CEO again, for closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta, and thank you, Rory, for inviting me to be part of this important session. We've discussed quite a few topics today, but the key message I'd like you all to take away is the importance of partnership and working together. At Hitachi, our mission statement has remained the same for over 100 years: to contribute to society through the development of superior original technology and products. And there are many ways that improving rail transportation can improve people's lives and make society better. For passengers, we can offer them more choice for their journeys, plus a safe, reliable way to get around that runs more frequently. For our customers, Hitachi Rail is about being a trusted, reliable partner, delivering high-quality solutions while offering innovation and the latest technology to help solve their challenges. And for the broader economy, transportation is an excellent way to stimulate growth while protecting the environment. But we can only achieve our goals for society with your help. Please continue to work with our procurement, sales and projects teams, sharing ideas, collaborating and delivering high-quality products. Continue to drive your own sustainability efforts. Together, we can all make a strong contribution to fighting climate change. And please help our teams to understand how we can be better and support you as you join us on our journey. I look forward to seeing many of you in the near future. And if you'd like regular updates on group activity across the rail business, please do follow me and us on LinkedIn, where you can also reach out to the team with any specific questions. Thank you very much.